So one is OLTP and another one is OLAP. I write points on OLTP at left side and points on OLAP at right side. Observe. So OLTP and OLAP. OLTP stands for Online Transaction Processing. Online Transaction Processing. Okay. OLAP stands for Online Analytical Processing. Online Analytical Processing. So this OLAP can be also called as OLAP can be also called as OLAP can be also called as DWH. DWH means data warehousing. Can be also called as data warehousing, or you can also call this as DSS. DWH means data warehousing, or DSS means decision support system. Okay. So OLTP stands for Online Transaction Processing. OLAP stands for Online Analytical Processing. Then why we use this OLTP, sir? This OLTP is used to perform day-to-day operations. So OLTP is used to perform day-to-day operations. So to perform day-to-day operations, we use this OLTP. So OLAP is used for data analysis. Used for data analysis. OLAP is used for data analysis. So this OLAP maintains historical data. So OLAP maintains historical data. It maintains historical data. So organizations' historical data will be maintained in the OLAP. So OLTP is used to perform day-to-day operations, and OLAP is used for data analysis. So to analyze the data, we are using this OLAP. For example, see here. Now current year is 2022. We are maintaining like this. We are maintaining yesterday's sales. Okay. We are maintaining yesterday's sales or today's sales. Okay. Like this we are maintaining. So this is the recent data. We are working with this recent data now. Current financial year is 2022-23. So current financial year sales we are maintaining. Okay. So this is what OLTP. The OLTP we are maintaining only current year data. Where OLAP we maintain historical data. For example, 2017 sales data, 2018 sales data, 2019 sales data. Like this we are maintaining. 2020 sales data, 2021 sales data. So this is historical data. So if historical data is maintained, that database we are calling as the OLAP. If current year database we are maintaining, that we are calling as the OLTP. Okay. So if current year data is maintained, we are calling that as the OLTP. If historical data is maintained, we are calling that as the OLAP. So in the OLTP, we maintain recent data. In the OLAP, we maintain historical data. So why we have to maintain historical data? For data analysis. For example, in the 2017, what was the sales? But now what was the sales? At that time, we got profits or loss. If we got profits, which offers we offered at that time? So why we got profits at that time? So like that, we can analyze the data here by using this OLAP. So with that, we can take right decisions. So that's why we are calling this as the decision support system. So we can analyze the data. By analyzing the data, we can take right decisions. For data analysis, we use OLAP. Okay. To perform day-to-day operations, we use OLTP. So in the day-to-day operations, generally which operations we perform? We perform CRUD operations here. So in this, we perform in OLTP, we perform CRUD operations. We perform CRUD operations. So CRUD operations means here C stands for create, C means create, okay, R means read, okay, U means update, okay, D means delete. So these operations we perform in the OLTP, day-to-day operations. Okay, new customer is opening the account, we create it. Customer account balance we want to check, we read it. Customer balance we want to update it. Customer is closing the account, we delete it. So we perform CRUD operations in the OLTP. But whereas in OLAP, just in this we perform read operations only. Their historical data will be there, just we read and analyze the data. Just for reading purpose, we use OLAP. So in this, we perform read operations only. Read operations only. That's it. Only R operation we will perform. We will not perform CUD operations. Only read operation we perform. So this is about types of databases. Once again, I'm repeating, listen. So there are two types of databases. Not only two, many are there. These two are important. So OLTP and OLAP. OLTP stands for online transaction processing. OLAP stands for online analytical processing. The name itself is giving the meaning here. Online analytical processing. It is used for data analysis. So in the OLAP, just we maintain historical data. Whereas this OLTP is used to perform day-to-day operation, current data. Okay, for example, one business company is maintaining current year sales. Means this is what OLTP. They are maintaining 2017 sales, 2018, 2019. This is historical data. Historical data will be stored in the OLAP. Current data will be stored in the OLTP. So to perform day-to-day operations, that company works with OLTP only. Okay, if they want historical data for data analysis, they use from OLAP. So why they are maintaining like this, sir? It improves performance. If all the database is stored at one location, if you want to retrieve the data, it takes a lot of time. If historical data is stored in some other location, it improves the performance. So to improve the performance, we maintain like this. So because of this reason, see, today we are performing day-to-day operation. After some days, this data will become historical data, past data. So if we are recording OLTP, that will become OLAP. OLAP means past data, historical data. If we record OLTP in the future, that will become OLAP. That's it. Okay. So to perform day-to-day operations, we are using OLTP, and for data analysis, we are using OLAP. Now, why we discussed this one, sir? So because Organization need to maintain multiple copies here. For example, here to perform day-to-day operations, that organization is maintaining customer table here. The same customer table is also stored in the OLAP, because if this OLTP recorded, that will become OLAP. So OLTP will be recorded in the OLAP. So now organization has to maintain multiple copies due to several reasons. This is one of the examples. Here customer table stored in the OLTP as well as in the OLAP. Okay, for example, one more example I'm taking. See here. Organization must maintain multiple copies due to several reasons. One more example I'm taking. See here. For example, for one organization, database is very, very important. The database must be available for 24 hours per day, 7 days per week. 24/7 database should be available. So they maintain multiple database copies like this. So here database is stored. Here database is stored. The same database is stored in this location also. The same database stored in this location also. The same database stored in this location also. Okay. So we are calling this as the master node and these are the child nodes. Okay. Users are working from here. Users are working from here. User 1, user 2, user 3. These are working with the database. Okay. So the same database, the database which is stored here, the database which is stored in the master database, the same database stored here and here and here. So these are the copy of master database. These are the copies. So organization is maintaining multiple copies. Why? Now users are working with master node. If suddenly, if any problem is occur in this machine, then they cannot access the database, then immediately this will become the master database now. Now they can access from here. Now this is the master node, remaining are child nodes. After that, they reset this machine. Okay, if this system is giving any problem, they communicate with another database. Okay, like this same database is stored in many locations because database should be available to multiple users 24 hours per day, 7 days per week. So due to this reason, organization maintains multiple copies. And one more example, see here, there are different architectures are there. See, centralized database means entire database will be stored in one location only. Assume that SBI bank is there. SBI branch 1, branch 2, branch 3, branch 4. So all branches information stored in only one location. This is called what? Centralized database. Here we have no need to maintain multiple copies. But in distributed database, we need to maintain multiple copies here. So branch 1 database stored in this branch 1 office. Branch 1 database stored here. Here branch 2 database stored here. Here branch 3 database stored here. And here branch 4 database stored here. And all these branches information stored in the main database. So now whatever the data is there in the branch 1, the data also stored in the headquarters database. So here data stored in many locations here. Okay, so in distributed database management system, organization must maintain multiple copies of database. So here branch 1 database stored. The same branch 1 database stored in the headquarters also. Here branch 2 database stored. And the same branch 2 information also stored in the headquarters database also. This is branch 3 local office database. The data stored in the headquarters database also. This is branch 4 database. This is also stored in the headquarters. So now all branches information stored in this headquarters database. So now the database is stored in many locations. Okay, so due to several reasons, organization must maintain multiple copies. Okay, So for example, now see about merge command. See, in the distributed management system, this branch one database will be stored into the headquarters. So branch one database copy will be created in the headquarters. So the process of making duplicate copy is called replication. The duplicate copy we are calling as replica. Now see in this example, observe here, this is the database. Whatever the database is here, the same copy is here. This is copy of the database. This is copy of database. And this is also copy of database. This copy of database we are calling as the replica. Replica means duplicate copy. So to make this duplicate copy, whatever the data is there in the master database, that we are storing in the replica one. Okay, in this node, in this mission, and in this mission. So the process of making duplicate copy is called what? Replication. Replication means the process of making duplicate copy. Replica means duplicate copy. That's it. Stored in master database, the same data will be recorded in multiple databases here. Okay. So the process of making these duplicate copies is called replication. This duplicate copy we are calling as the replica. So this terminology is important. When you are referring the books or websites, if author is using the term replication, means you can understand like the process of making duplicate copy. The process of making duplicate copy. The process of making duplicate copy is called replication. Next, replica. So next one is replica. So replica means simply you can say duplicate copy. So duplicate copy is called replica. The process of making duplicate copy is called replication process. So listen one example. There is a table is there, customer table is there, customer one. In these fields are there like customer ID, customer name, and customer city. So here data is there like 1A HYD, okay, so 2B Delhi, okay, 3C Mumbai, like this data is there. Okay, now the same data is also stored in the OLAP. Assume that this is OLTP. To perform day-to-day operations, we are using this OLTP. This OLTP we are recording in the OLAP also. This is historical data. So to perform day-to-day operations, we are using this OLTP. This OLTP we are recording in the OLAP, that will become historical data. So whatever the data is in the OLTP database, the same copy we are maintaining in the OLAP also. So now assume that today two customers are visiting this office. Okay, one customer name is 4D. Okay, he is from HYD, and 5E is from Pune. Okay, so two customers visited, and one customer informed that his address is changed. He shifted from Hyderabad to Bangalore. So now these changes we want to apply to this copy. This is replica. We want to apply these OLTP changes to the OLAP now. If we want to apply the changes of one table to its replica, we have to use merge command. That is the purpose of merge command. Okay. So here, what are the changes we want to apply? Listen. These two new customers came. These two new customers came. So these new customers records, what we have to do here? What we have to do here? What we have to do here? Insert. And one customer's address is changed here. What we have to do here? Update. So we have to do update and insert in this customer one table in the duplicate copy. So applying the changes of one table to its replica. To apply the changes of one table to its replica, which command we have to use? Merge command. Using merge command, we apply the changes of one table to its replica. So how can we apply, sir? Listen. We write like this: merge. See, we have to do comparison based on some condition here. So for example, this is customer one table, this is customer two table. Sorry, this is customer two table I'm taking. Okay, so observe this customer ID value compare with this customer ID value. So now this customer ID value and this customer ID value both are matching or not? Matching. When matched, then this customer name and customer city value update here. So when matching, what we have to do? Update. So now updation will be done. Next, compare this customer ID value with this customer ID value. Both are matching or not? Yes, matching. So both are matching here. If matched, what we have to do? Update. So now update. So if we update here, what happens here? This will become Bangalore. So here data is same. B. This will be updated with B, and this will be updated with Delhi. Updated. Next, compare this customer ID value with this customer ID value. Both are matching or not? Yes, matching. So when matched, what we have to do? Update. Okay, so update this customer value, customer name value here, and this Mumbai value here. Updating. Next, is this customer ID value matching here or not? Not matching. If not matched, what we have to do? Insert. If not matched, insert. This is the important point here. If matched, do update. If not matched, do insert. That's it. So like this, we apply the changes to its replica. So merge command purposes. Merge command purposes. This command is used to apply changes of one table. Changes of one table to its replica. If you want to apply the changes of one table to its replica, replica means duplicate copy. So to apply the changes of one table to its replica, we use this merge command. Okay, so in the merge command, what we are doing? Either updating or inserting. Updated, insert what we are doing. So that's why you can say merge is the combination of update and insert commands. So merge means what we are doing? We are updating or inserting. So that's why you can say merge is a combination of update and insert. So because of it is combination of update and insert, some members call this merge command as upsert command. It can be also called as upsert command. In the update, they are taking up characters, and in the insert, they are taking last 4 characters SERT. So it is becoming upsert command. It can be also called as upsert. Merge can be also called as upsert. Merge command can be also called as upsert command. Okay. Now observe the syntax. The syntax here is very important here. See, merge. Merge is the command. Merge class. So into class we read, then merge into. In which table you want to merge? That target table name we have to specify here. So here specify target table name. So it's better to give alias names here. because table names may be lengthy. To make table name short, we use the alias here. So target table alias name we give here. Table alias. Okay, so merge into table name, table alias using which table you want to merge, we have to tell. In which table we want to merge in this example, customer 2. In the customer 2 table we want to merge. By using which table? Customer 1. So customer 1 I'm calling as source table. Customer 2 I'm calling as target table. For source table, I want to give alias name as S. And for target table, I want to give alias name as T. So this customer 1 is the source table, customer 2 is the target table. Merge into customer 2 using customer 1. Okay, for customer 1, we are giving alias name as S. And for customer 2, we are giving alias name as T. So those are the alias names. Because table name is lengthy, to make table name short, we are using the alias names. So using source table name, we give source table name. Source table name, give the alias name here. Source table name, give the alias name. Okay. On which condition we have to tell here. Here we have to write the condition. On condition. So merge into which table, using which table, on which condition we have to tell. On which condition? Observe, on which condition? If this customer ID value, we are comparing with this customer value. This table alias name is what? S. This table alias name is what? T. So S dot CID. S dot CID means source table CID. Is it equals to target table CID or not? On this condition, we are merging. This condition we write. If this one and this one both are matching, what we have to do? If both are matching, what we have to do? Update. If this one and these are not matching, what we have to do? Insert. If matching, do update. If not matching, do insert. That one only we have to tell here. Okay. See here. When matched, then okay, if condition is satisfied, what we have to do? Update. Generally, to use this update command, what we write? Update. After that, what we write? Table name. Update table name set we write. So because of you are already telling the table name here, again we have no need to write the table name here. Here already merge into, in which table you want to merge, you are telling the table name here. Because of that reason, again we have no need to write table name here after update. Directly what we have to write? Set. Set. Update, set, field name, value. Field name, value. Then field name, value. Field name, value. So like this, any number of field names and values you can give by using comma. Comma, field name, value. Okay, so like this, you can give any number of field names. Field names and values. Okay, next. When not matched, what we have to do? Insert. So generally to use insert command, what we write? Insert into table name we write. Insert into table name we write. But here in the above only you are using into class and table name, observe. So because of this reason, again we have no need to write into table name. Directly write values. Okay, so directly write values and insert the values here. Give the value list. Okay, so insert values, give the value list here. Okay, that's it. This is the way of using merge command. So this syntax we must to follow. to use the merge command. Okay. So observe here, the main organization has to maintain multiple copies due to several reasons, for security purpose or for maintaining historical data, okay, or for distributed database management system. So due to several reasons, organization must maintain multiple copies. So the duplicate copy we are calling as the replica. The process of making duplicate copy we are calling as the replication. So replication means the process of making duplicate copy. Replica means duplicate copy. Okay. So to you, why we are using merge command? For example, here customer one table is there. We are maintaining this table in the OLTP database. OLTP database means day to day, to perform day to day operations, we use it. Okay. This one we are recording in the OLAP. Here historical data is there. Historical data we maintain in the OLAP. So if OLTP is recorded in the OLAP, that will become OLAP database. So these OLTP operations we want to record in the OLAP now. That is our requirement. So here already customer one table is there. The same data is in the customer two table also. Okay. And after that we are making some changes. We inserted two records here and one customer's address also modified here. So this updation and these insertions we want to apply to this replica. So to apply the changes of one table to its replica, we have to use which command? Merge. So merge command is used to apply changes of one table to its copy. So here in the merge command, we are using update command and insert command only. So that's why we are calling merge is a combination of update and insert. And you can also call this as the upset command. Okay, in the update, they are taking UP characters. In the insert, they are taking SCRT characters. That is becoming upset command. Okay, so this syntax we have to follow here to use the merge command. Observe here, merge into, in which table you want to merge, target table you have to give. If you want to give alias name, give alias name. It's better to give alias name. It is optional. Using source table name alias. Then on which condition you want to merge, that condition we specify. Okay, using source table, we want to apply the changes to the target table based on this condition. If matched, do update. If not matched, do insert. Very, very simple. Okay, so now this example I'm explaining now. This is the example. Customer one table we have to create, customer two table we have to create. Okay, so example on merge. To create this customer one table, what we have to write? Create table customer one. First field is what? Customer ID. Which data type? Number data type. Second field, C name. Which data type? Varchar 2 data type. Third field, C city. Which data type? Varchar 2 data type. Okay, bracket close, semicolon. Okay, so here we are creating the table. After creating the table, we want to insert the records now. Insert some records. I want to insert 3 records. Insert into table name is customer 1 values. I want to insert 3 records here. Okay, 1A HYD I'm giving. Okay, next. Insert into customer 1 values. 2B Delhi we are giving. 2B Delhi we are giving. Okay, next one more record we are inserting. 3C Mumbai we are giving. Okay, so one table we want to create, and in that we want to insert 3 records. After that, we want to create copy of this customer 1. Okay, so we want to create the table now. So to create the table with records, what we have to write? Create table customer 2. From customer 1 table, we want to create this customer 2 table. What we have to write? As select star from customer 1. Already we discussed this. We are copying the exact table. Customer 1 table, we are copying as customer 2. Okay, so now all queries I'm copying. Observe, all these queries I'm copying and running at a time. See, I'm copying these queries. Okay, so I'm opening Oracle SQL Plus. For our batch, schema is C # Oracle 9 AM. Password is Naresh IT. Okay. So I'm setting page size as 200 and line size as 200. Okay. 200. Okay. So I'm setting page size as 200 and line size as 200. And to clear the screen, I'm writing CLR, CLSCR, CL space SCR. Okay. Now observe here. I'm copying all those queries. So tables are created. See, first what we are doing, customer one table we are creating. Okay, customer one table we are creating here. Okay, after this, we are inserting 3 records here. 3 records we are inserting. Okay, after this, customer two table we are creating. This is the copy of customer one. So now open the table and observe the data here. Select star from customer one. Okay, so this is the data. And open the customer two table here. This is also having same data. Observe now. Customer two is also having same data. Now we are using customer one is, assume that customer one is OLTP database. Okay, this customer two is OLTP database. So this OLTP is used to perform day-to-day operations. Now we are performing day-to-day operations now. Okay, we two customers visited the office. Okay, so they are inserting the records here. Insert into, in which table they are inserting? Customer one. Values. We are inserting values as 4D and HYD I'm giving. Okay, next one more record we are inserting. Okay, 5E. Okay, Pune I'm giving. So records are inserted. So to save this data, what we are writing here? Commit. Data is committed. And one more updation we want to change. For example, assume that this first customer address is changed. He shifted from Hyderabad to Bangalore. This one. So this one we want to modify. So Hyderabad to Bangalore we want to modify. What we are write? Update. In which table we want to update? Customer one. Set customer city equals to Bangalore. Okay, customer city equals to Bangalore. Okay, then write where customer ID equals to 1. Okay, so first customer city we are changing here. So I want to save this data. Comment. Now observe the customer one table and customer two tables here. So select star from customer one and select star from customer two. Observe here. Here how many records are there? 3 records are there in the customer two table. In the customer one table, how many records are there? 5. 5 records are there. And observe here, customer one address is what? Bangalore. And this customer two address is what? Hyderabad. So this customer one table changes we want to apply to the customer two table. This is our requirement. So for this, which command we have to use now? Merge command. So we are writing merge command now. Observe. Merge. So sorry, these queries let me write here. Whatever the recent changes we did, let me copy this. Please wait. So for your reference purpose, I'm copying here. So 2 tables are already created. So after this, we are making some changes. So we are inserting one record here. We are inserting this 4th record, and we are inserting 5th record here. We're inserting 5th record. Okay, then we are updating one record. We are updating one record. So these changes we want to apply to the replica. So to apply these changes to the replica, we have to use which command now? Merge. Merge command we have to use. Merge into. In which table we want to merge the changes? Customer 2 table. The customer 2 table we want to merge. And for this customer 2 table, we want to give alias name as T. T is the alias name. See, merge into customer 2, merge into customer 2. For this customer 2 table, we are giving alias name as T. T means target. T means target. Okay. Using which table we want to merge, that we have to tell. Using customer 1 table. Using customer 1 table, we want to merge. For customer 1 table, what is the alias name we are giving? S. So why we are giving this alias name, sir? Because we want to access the column, CID column here. Why we are giving alias name, sir? Because, see, here, what is this column name? CID. What is this column name? CID. So this customer 1 tables, customer ID, we want to compare with customer 2 tables, customer ID. So what we are writing now? Customer 1 dot CID is equals to customer 2 dot CID. So it is looking little bit lengthy. Observe here. So now today we are taking customer 1 as a table name. Tomorrow table name may be customers details, like this lengthy name may be there. So to make this much lengthy name short, we are using the alias name. So if you give alias name, simply this table alias name is what? S. This table alias name is what? T. So compare source table customer ID with target tables customer ID. See here, it is looking simple. So if you write customer 1 here, you can write no problem, but it becomes lengthy. So to make it short, we are giving alias name here. So without giving alias name also you can write, but it becomes complex. So that's why we are giving alias names. For target table, we are giving alias name as T. For source table, we are giving alias name as S. Now write the condition here. Source tables customer ID equals to target tables customer ID. If this condition is true. If matched, when matched. If they matched means condition true. Okay, if condition is true, what we have to do? Update. In which table we want to update? Customer 2. So table name already mentioned. That's why generally to use update command, we write like this. Update customer 2 set like this we write. But because of table name already mentioned above, again we have no need to write table name. Update set. And remember one more point. Whatever the column, whatever the condition column we are using here, whatever the column we are using in the condition, that column will not be updated. Remember this. So here T.CID we are using in the condition. Means now customer ID cannot be updated. In the condition you are using means you cannot update it. Remaining we have to update. Okay. So customer ID don't update here. Observe here. We are writing condition like this. S.CID is equals to T.CID. S.CID value is what? 1. T.CID value is what? 1. 1 equals to 1. Condition is matching or not? Yes. When matched, what we have to do? Update. What we have to update? This customer name and customer city. Okay. So this customer name we have to update. This is a source table or target table? Target table. Target table customer name we want to update. What we have to write? T.CName. T.CName equals to, with which value we want to update? S.CName. S.CName, comma. This is T.CCT. T.CCT. Okay, update with S.CCT. So if we write like this A we will get here, and this Bangalore we will get here. So because of we don't know whether he modified name or city, we don't know. So that's why we need to modify all here. Okay, so here this Hyderabad will be modified as Bangalore. That's it. So this one only we have to write. So what we want to set? T.CName, T.CCT. T dot CCT, T dot CName we want to set as S dot CName. T dot CCT we want to set as S dot CCT. That will only we have to write here. So what we are writing? See here, update set. In which table, in which column we want to modify? Target table CName we want to modify with which value? Source tables CName. And target tables CCT we want to modify with which value? Source tables CCT. That's it. Update query is over. When not matched. If not matched, then for example here 4 record is there. Is 4 matching with 1 or 2 or 3? No, not matching. So here it is not matching. Not matching means what we have to do? Insert. If matched, what we are doing? Update. Okay, matched means update. Okay, here not matched. Not matched means insert. So what we have to insert? This is which value now? This is which value now? S dot CID. Okay, this is which value now? S dot CName. This is which value? S dot CCT. These values we want to insert here. Okay, insert values here. S dot CID value will be inserted here. S dot CName value will be inserted here, and S dot CCT value will be inserted here. So like that we have to write. So right here, insert. Insert, and because of into table name already specified, no need to write into table name. What we have to write directly? Values. Values. Which values we want? S dot CID value we want to insert, then S dot CName value we want to insert, then S dot CCT value we want to insert. That's it. This is merge command. So this when merge command introduced, this merge command introduced in Oracle 9a version. This merge command introduced in Oracle 9a version. It is introduced in Oracle 9a version. So before 9a version, we were writing one separate PL SQL program. So because of this merge command, it avoids of writing another PL SQL program. So now we have no need to write the program. So by using if then else, if else, we were writing the program. But from Oracle 9a version onwards, you have no need to write a separate PL SQL program. Directly you can use merge. So this is the purpose of merge. So merge command is to merge the changes of one table to its replica. So for practice purpose, once again we are typing. What we have to write here? Merge. In which table we want to merge? Customer 2. For customer 2, we want to give alias name as T. Customer 2 T. Okay. Using which table? Customer 1. We want to give alias name as S. Okay. S. On which condition we want to merge? S dot CID equals to T dot CID. Okay. When this condition is matched, when matched, then what we have to do? Update. Okay, update. Don't give table name because we specify table name above, right? Set. Which values we want to set? T dot CName value we want to set as S dot CName. T dot CCT value we want to set as S dot CCT. Okay. So S dot CCT. That's it. This is update command. Then, sorry. Here this is not program. Don't write semicolon here. I'm sorry. Here don't write semicolon. In the end only we write semicolon. So we are writing semicolon means their query will be ended. Okay. So let me write once again. Merge into target table using source table on this condition when matched then update. Okay, when not matched, then insert. Insert into table name already specified. So directly write values. Which values we want to insert? S.cid value, S.cname value, S.cct value. Okay, bracket close, semicolon. Okay, so matched spelling mistake is there. So you can use ed and correct it. So once again I'm writing. So here matched spelling mistake is there. So that's why it is giving like this. Okay, so when matched, then update. When not matched, then insert. Okay, what it is telling, observe here. 5 rows merged. 5 rows in the customer 1 table merged into the customer 2. Some are updated, some are inserted. Okay, so 3 records are updated, 2 records are inserted. So now observe now. To save this transaction, what we have to use? Commit. Merge is DDL command or DML command? DML command. All DML commands are not auto committed. We must use commit command. So I'm using commit command. Permanently it is saved. So now observe here. Select star from customer 1. Okay, this customer 1 changes are applied to the customer 2. Observe here. So these 4-5 records are inserted here. Previously only 3 records were there. 4-5 are inserted. And this first one modified as Bangalore. Observe here. So previously it was HYD. It is modified as Bangalore. So this is the way of using merge command. All SQL commands are over. Please confirm. Did you understand merge? Okay. Now all SQL commands are over. If you know all SQL commands, here syntaxes are important. We must remember the syntaxes and follow the syntaxes. So we have to remember these command names and those syntaxes. Okay, so if you know all these commands, you know 50% of SQL. 50% of SQL. This is 50% of SQL, not Oracle. Oracle means SQL plus PL SQL. Okay, so if you know these commands, you know 50% of SQL. You can give build up in front of others. I know SQL. Okay. See, SQL is providing how many sub languages? 5 sub languages. SQL stands for structured query language. So what is this one? This is one language. This is one query language. It is a query language. It is a query language. Why we are using it? To write the queries. So it is used to write the queries. Programming languages are used to develop the programs. You are developing programs means you are developing software. So it is a query language. It is used to write the queries. It is used to write the queries. Why we are writing queries? To communicate with database. Okay, these queries are written. Queries we are writing. These queries are written to communicate with, to deal with database. So to communicate with the database, we are using this SQL language. SQL is the language, query language. In this, we are writing queries to communicate with the database. To work with the Oracle database, we are writing queries. And every query you can understand like it is one request sent to the database. So the request that is sent to database is called query. So you are requesting that I want so and so data. You are requesting that please insert this record. You are requesting that please delete this record. Like that, every query you can understand like one request we are sending to the Oracle database. So this SQL is providing how many sub languages? 5 sub languages. 5 sub languages it is providing. What are those 5 sub languages? Okay, see, those 5 sub languages are, first one is what? DDL. Okay, second one is what? DML. Next one, DRL. DRL commands can be also called as DQL. Next one is DCL commands can be also called as ACL. Next one is TCL. Okay, so DDL stands for, just a minute. So DDL stands for data definition language. It deals with metadata. It deals with metadata. Okay. Next, DML stands for data manipulation language. It deals with data manipulations. Okay. Data. It deals with the data. Okay. Next, DRL deals with data retrievals. Data retrievals. We are opening the existing data here. Okay. DCL commands deals with. So DCL deals with data accessibility. Who can access the data? Who cannot access the data? We are controlling here. So DCL commands deal with data accessibility, and TCL commands deals with transactions. Okay, DDL stands for data definition language. It deals with metadata. DML stands for data manipulation language. It deals with data. DRL stands for data retrieval language. DQL stands for data query language. It deals with data retrievals. DCL stands for data control language. ACL stands for accessing control language. It deals with data accessibility. TCL stands for transaction control language. It deals with the transactions. Okay. DDL commands create command. Why we are using it? To create the tables. Not only tables, any database object like view, index, we use it. Alter, to change structure of table, like adding column, deleting column, we use it. Okay. Next, drop, to drop the table, we use it. So when we drop the table, it will be placed in the recycle bin. From recycle bin, if you want to recollect, what we have to use? Flashback. From the recycle bin, if you want to remove, purge. Okay. If you want to remove all records, truncate. Okay. Then if you want to rename the tables, rename. So these are the 7 commands. Next, DML commands are insert. If we want to insert the record, use insert command. To modify the record, update. To delete the record, delete. So insert all. To copy one table records to multiple tables. To copy one table records to multiple tables, use insert all. Okay, merge. To apply one table changes to another table, we are using merge. Next, DRL, select command to retrieve the data from existing table, we are using it. Next, grant command to grant permission to other users. Next, revoke command to cancel the permissions. And next, TCL commands. TCL commands what? Okay, commit. So commit, rollback, and save point. So commit is used to save the transaction, and rollback is used to cancel the transaction. It is just like undo all. Okay, save point to set margin for rollback, we are using save point. So from the beginning of our course to till now, just we discussed this one only. Okay, all SQL commands are over. And next chapter is, I already told, this SQL is the 4th generation language. Okay, it is providing ready-made commands and ready-made functions. Now you know ready-made commands, you have to know ready-made functions. So the topic name is built-in functions. So topic name is built-in functions. So next chapter name is built-in functions. Chapter name is built-in functions. So you already know that what is function? See, function means, what is the general meaning? General meaning means action or task. Okay, function means task, or you can say action. Okay, or you can say job. So to perform particular action, we are using the function. So every function is having some set of statements. Function is a set of statements. When it gets executed, that gets executed on calling. When we call it, then only it executes the code. So every function is the set of statements that gets executed on calling. Observe here. For example, my requirement is, I want to find square root of 100. To find square root of 100, we are writing like this. Select sqrt of 100 from this is non-table data. Okay, so we are using dual. So observe here what it is giving 10. Are we writing any code for finding square root value? Are we writing any logic? No. Already this function defined by the Oracle developers, just we are calling it. So Oracle developers defined one function like this. Okay, create function name sqrt. It is taking some argument and it is returning some value. So like this they have written some code and they are returning the final result. Like this they defined one function here. Who defined this sqrt function? Oracle developer. That function we are calling. This code will be executed and it is returning square root of 100 value as 10 to us. The 10 value it is printing. So function is having what? Some set of statements. These set of statements, when it is executing, when we call it. So function is the set of statements that gets executed on calling. And here returning is mandatory for the function. Every function returns the value. Returning is mandatory in our Oracle. So function takes the argument here and it returns the value. Function takes argument and it returns the value. And they defined every function to perform particular task. So every function is used to perform. Every function is used to perform particular task. So to perform particular task, we are using function. Or every function is defined. They defined every function to perform particular task. Okay. So a function can take arguments. A function can take arguments and it returns the value. And a function returns the value. Function takes arguments. Argument means you can understand like input. And function returns value. You can understand like this is output. So function take arguments and it returns the value. So Oracle developers defined some functions and placed in the Oracle database. So they defined some functions and they placed in Oracle database. So because of these are already defined. So because of already defined, we can also call these functions as. So these functions are called. So these functions are called built-in functions. So because of already they built, we are calling them as built-in functions. Or you can also call them as the predefined functions because already they defined. Predefined, pre means already defined functions. Okay. So Oracle SQL is providing following built-in functions. Oracle SQL provides following built-in functions. So you can categorize like this. You can categorize built-in functions as string functions. These string functions can be also called as text functions. Next, second category is math aggregate functions. These aggregate functions can be also called as group functions. So next category is math functions. Math functions can be also called as number functions. Math functions can be also called as number functions. Okay, next category is conversion functions. Okay, next category is date functions. And next, so if any other functions are there, we discuss in the miscellaneous. Miscellaneous means remaining miscellaneous functions. So we are categorizing functions like this: string functions, aggregate functions, math functions, conversion functions, date functions, and miscellaneous functions. Okay. Now, listen. So among these, so what is function? Function means that contains some set of statements, and when that code will be executed, when we call it. So function gets executed on calling. So every function they define to perform particular task. So to find square root value, SQRT function. To find power value, power function, like that. To perform particular task, they define some functions, and every function can take arguments, and that can return the value. Okay. And Oracle developers already defined. That's why we are calling them as built-in functions or predefined functions. So we can categorize these functions as string functions, aggregate functions, math functions, conversion functions, date functions, and miscellaneous functions. What is the first category here? String functions. So see about string functions now. So Oracle SQL is providing following string functions. Observe, I'm writing the list here. So there is upper function is there, upper function, lower function, init cap function, length function, concat function. Okay, so like this, and it is providing rpad function, lpad function. Okay, ltrim function, ltrim function, rtrim function, rtrim function, trim function, trim function. Next, it is providing in string function, substring function, substring function, in string function, and next it is providing reverse function, ASCII function, okay, CHR function, and next it is also providing replace function, translate function, and soundx function. So total 18 functions I'm giving, 18 functions list I'm giving here. Okay, not only these, many functions are there, these are important. Many functions are there, just we are discussing only important functions. So total 18 functions are there, we need to discuss these 18 functions now. Okay, so 5 functions are there, observe. I'm explaining these 5 functions now. Upper, lower, init cap, length, and concat. You can guess with function names, you can guess why we use upper function. Is it to convert string to uppercase? The syntax here is, so to convert the string to the uppercase, we have to follow one syntax here. That syntax is upper of pass the string value. Pass the string value. For example, we are writing like this: upper of, I am giving string as Ramu. Now what this function returns? Returns Ramu in uppercase. We are passing lowercase Ramu. It is returning uppercase Ramu. So upper function returns the result in uppercase. For example, we are writing upper of Ramesh we are giving. So Ramesh mixed letters I am giving. What it returns now? It returns Ramesh in capital letters. So this is upper function. Next, lower function. Why we use this lower function? It is used to convert the string to lowercase. So to convert the string to the lowercase, we use it. Okay. So the syntax here is, we write lower of, give the string here. We pass string as an argument to this function, and this function returns lowercase string to us. For example, we are writing like this: lower of Ramu we are writing. Lower of Ramu we are writing. What it returns now? It returns Ramu in lowercase. Okay, lower of Ramesh we are giving. Okay, lower of Ramesh we are giving. Ramesh mixed letters we are giving. Now it gives Ramesh in lowercase. So this is lower function. Next function is init cap function. Init cap. Init cap function. This function is used to get every word starting letter as capital. Every word starting letter as capital. The name itself is giving the meaning here. Okay, init cap, initial capital letter. Initial capital. Init cap, initial capital. Is to get every word starting letter as capital. See the syntax. Init cap of. Okay, init cap of pass the string value. So we are writing like this. For example, we are writing init cap of, I am giving string as Raj Kumar here. Now Raj Kumar is in which case? Uppercase. So in the Raj R capital and in the Kumar K capital. Okay, like this it returns. So in the Raj R capital, the Kumar K capital. In every word starting letter will be capital. Okay, init cap. Init cap of, for example, we are giving string as Ram Gopal Verma. Okay. So in the Ram R capital, in the Gopal G capital, and in the Verma V capital. So this is init cap function. And next function is length function. This length function is used to find length of the string. So length means number of characters. So to find number of characters in the string, we are using this length function. For this, the syntax is length of string value we pass. Okay, for example, we are writing length of Ramu we are giving. What it returns now? What it returns now? 4 it returns. For example, we are writing length of Sai we are giving. What it returns now? 3 it returns. For example, we are writing length of Sai Teja we are giving. Okay, what it returns now? 7 or 8? 8. Space also counts as the character. Okay, in the Sai 3 characters, in the Teja 4 characters, 1 space. Okay, total 8 characters. Space will be counted as the character. Next, concat function. This concat function is used to combine. Concatenate means combine. So concatenate. Concatenate means combine. So to combine 2 strings, we use it. This function is used to concatenate 2 strings. If you want to concatenate 2 strings, we use this. Syntax is concat of string 1. We pass string 1, comma, string 2. So we are passing 2 strings. These 2 strings will be concatenated. For example, we are reading like this. Concat of first string I'm giving as Raj, second string I'm giving as Kumar. What it returns now? Raj Kumar it returns. Okay, so Raj Kumar it returns. Sorry, no space will be there. Okay, if our requirement is getting space here, okay, we have to write like this. Observe, concat of Raj concatenate with space. Raj concatenate with space. What this function returns now? Raj space. So concatenate this Raj space with Kumar. So again we need to call concat function. So within the concat function, we are calling concat function again. Okay, comma, Kumar we are giving. So now what it will give now? It gives Raj space Kumar. So what happens here? First this inner function will be called. First inner function will be called here. So this function call value is what now? This function call value is Raj space. This Raj space will be concatenated with Kumar. So that's why we are getting Raj space Kumar here. So this is the way of using concat function. So we discussed 5 functions. Observe upper function. Why we use upper function? To convert string to the uppercase. So here upper of Ramu means what it is returning? It is returning Ramu in capital letters. Okay, next lower function. To convert string to the lowercase, we are using lower function. Here uppercase Ramu we are giving what it is returning? Lowercase Ramu. So init cap. To get every word starting letter as capital, we are using it. For example, if we give Raj Kumar here, in the Raj R capital, in the Kumar K capital. Every word starting letter capital. Length. To find string length, we use it. In the Ramu 4 characters are there. In the Sai 3 characters are there. In the Sai Teja space also it counts as character 8 it is giving. Concat. To combine 2 strings, we use concat function. That's it. Okay, I'm showing it. After this, I stop the session. Listen. Select. I'm writing like this. Upper of. I'm giving small letter Ramu here. From dual. What it returns? Uppercase Ramu. Uppercase Ramu it is giving. Observe here. Ramu given in the uppercase. Okay. Now, for example, I'm writing like this. Lower function I'm calling now. Lower of. I am giving string in uppercase. What it returns now? Lowercase Ramu. Lowercase Ramu return. Next, init cap. Select. Init cap of. I am giving string as Raj Kumar in uppercase. From dual. What it gives now? In the Raj R capital, in the Kumar K capital, remaining small. In the Raj R capital, in the Kumar K capital, remaining small. Init cap. Next, select length of. Length of Ravi I am giving. So in the Ravi, how many characters are there? 4 characters are there. What it is returning? 4. Next, last one, concat function. So select concat of. First string we are giving as Raj. Second string we are giving as Kumar. So what it is giving now? Raj Kumar. Observe here, 2 strings are concatenated. Observe. So if we want to get space, okay, what we write here? Concat of Raj concatenate with space. Concatenate with space. So now first inner function call will be executed. We will get Raj space. Then outer concat function call will be executed. Raj space will be concatenated with Kumar. So we are getting Raj space Kumar. Observe here. So is it clear? 5 functions are over. So total 18 functions are there. 5 functions purpose you know. Okay, where these are useful, that part we discuss in the next session. In the next session, I continue with these 5 functions only. Okay, thank you everyone. See you tomorrow.